Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. If you're as hyped for this as I am, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video, because today we are diving into the biggest Pokemon Go news like ever. Gigantamax Pokemon are coming to Pokemon Go.
It's finally happening. We're talking those truly massive Pokemon, skyscraper-sized, battling it out in Pokemon Go.
And you know, Niantic Labs had to kick things off with a bang, right?
Of course, they're bringing out the big guns right from the start. Get ready for Gigantamax Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise.
Talk about a nostalgia overload. I mean, come on, it's the Kanto starters. You know Niantic loves to tap into that nostalgia. Got to keep those downloads coming, right?
It's a brilliant move, really. But nostalgia aside, this update has huge GE implications for the game. This isn't just some reskin. We're talking about a whole new level of battling.
And you know what has everyone really buzzing? The announcement teased that these Gigantamax Pokemon, they could be shiny.
Can you imagine the bragging rights? The first trainer to snag a shiny Gigantamax Charizard? They'll be a legend.
Okay, so let's get into the details. The event, which they're calling Go Bigger, runs from October 26th to the 27th.
Yeah.
So mark those calendars because, trust me, you do not want to miss this. This is bigger than just a weekend event. This has the potential to completely change how we battle in Pokemon Go forever.
Absolutely. And the announcement even hinted at teams of like 10 to 40 trainers needed to take down a single Gigantamax Pokemon. That's insane. We're talking a full raid hours worth of people for just one Pokemon.
40 trainers. That's wild. So we're not just battling these Gigantamax Pokemon. We're basically forming small armies to take them down. I mean, is this Pokemon Go or some kind of epic war strategy game now? This is insane. Okay, I need to know, what's the strategy here? Do we just, like, throw everything we've got at them and hope for the best?
Well, it's definitely going to take more than brute force. While the announcement keeps things pretty vague, we do know that Gigantamax Pokemon will show up at power spots, just like Dynamax Pokemon.
Oh, interesting. So it's similar to Dynamax battles in that way.
Right, but here's the kicker. You can actually partner up with your own Dynamax or Gigantamax Pokemon to take on these Gigantamax bosses.
Oh, so it's like a Gigantamax showdown. That's going to be intense. And speaking of intense, if you're loving this deep dive so far, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon Go breakdowns just like this. Now, what else should trainers know? Give me the good stuff.
Well, one thing that really stands out is the emphasis on max moves. The announcement specifically calls out that these Gigantamax Pokemon, they'll have unique G-Max moves. And get this, they're totally different from their normal movesets.
Okay, now we're talking. So we're not just talking about a supersized solar beam from Venusaur or anything that simple. What kind of crazy G-Max moves can we expect?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? While we don't have all the details yet, the announcement hinted that these G-Max moves might even have different typings than the Pokemon's usual moves.
Wait, are you serious? So, like, a Gigantamax Venusaur could unleash a fire-type G-Max move. Are they serious with this? This changes everything. Talk about keeping us on our toes. Niantic's really upping their game with this update.
They're definitely not making it easy for us. This means that trainers are going to have to be way more strategic in their team building and battling. Knowing your type matchups is going to be more important than ever before.
Absolutely. This isn't going to be a walk in the park, even for the most hardcore raiders out there. We're talking about coordinating with like 39 other trainers, understanding these new G-Max moves, and hoping RNGesus is feeling generous with those shiny catches.
Oh yeah, this is next level difficulty we're talking about. This isn't just some small tweak to the game. This is a total game changer. This might be the biggest shakeup to Pokemon Go since the release of raids?
Seriously, it's huge. We're going to need new strategies, new team compositions. I wouldn't be surprised if they introduce like a whole new in-game chat system just for coordinating these Gigantamax battles.
Don't put it past Niantic. Remember what they did with the Buddy system right before Mega Evolutions came out? They totally revamped the whole thing.
Oh man, you had to bring that up, huh? I walked my poor Magikarp for weeks to get that Mega Gyarados, and then everyone else just like magically has their shiny Mega Pokemon already. But I guess that's part of the fun, right? Always got to be ready for Niantic to flip the script.
Exactly. That's what keeps us coming back for more. Speaking of coming back, we should probably get back to the topic at hand, these Gigantamax Pokemon. We've talked about the what, but now I want to know about the how. What kind of strategies are we going to need to take these guys down?
Yeah, those G-Max moves have me seriously stressing. What do you think? Any hints about specific G-Max moves?
Well, they're being super secretive about specifics. Got to keep that hype train rolling, right? But there's one little detail they dropped that has me both excited and terrified. Those G-Max moves, they might not even be the same type as the Pokemon's usual type.
Wait, hold on. back up a second. So what you're saying is my crack team of electric types that I've been carefully training for months, they could be completely useless against a Gigantamax Blastoise if its G-Max move is, like, ground type.
You got it. It's a total curveball. Imagine thinking you've got the perfect counter all lined up, only to get completely wrecked by some surprise G-Max move.
This is brutal. They're really making us work for those shiny Gigantamax Pokemon.
Hey, think of the bragging rights. Imagine being the trainer who figures out the perfect counter to, say, Gigantamax Charizard's G-Max move. You'd be a legend.
Right. People will be writing songs about me, sculpting statues in my honor. They might even name a new Pokemon after me. Behold, the mighty Pika clone, named after the brilliant trainer who single-handedly took down a Gigantamax Charizard with a single Thundershock.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right, gotta stay focused. So we've covered the catching part, but what about after you actually manage to snag one of these Gigantamax behemoths? What do you think? Will we be able to use them in gyms or maybe even the Jigo Battle League?
That's the big question, right? I mean, can you imagine unleashing a Gigantamax Venusaur in the middle of a Bago Battle League match? The sheer chaos.
Hold on, pause the podcast for a second. Niantic, if you're listening, please, I'm begging you, let us use Gigantamax Pokemon in the Gigantamax Pokemon. Can you imagine the battles, the strategies? It would be absolute insanity.
The memes alone would be worth it. Imagine the highlight reels.
We could do a whole deep dive series just on Gigantamax strategies for the Battle League. Okay, actually write that down. That's going on the list of future episodes. But for now, back to reality. Do we know for sure if we can use them in battles, or are we just speculating here?
Well, they haven't said anything specifically about the Gigantamax Battle League, but they did mention using them in future max raids.
Interesting. So it's like they're giving us a taste of the Gigantamax power now, but the full potential is still under wraps. It's like fighting the Master Ball, but you don't know which legendary to catch with it.
It really makes you think long-term, right? Do you use your Gigantamax Venusaur to dominate the next max raid, or do you save it, hoping you might get to unleash it in the Jigo Battle League someday?
Ugh, the tough decisions. But that's what we love about Pokemon Go, right? The constant strategizing, the collecting, always feeling like something epic is just around the corner. And speaking of epic, if you want to stay up to date on all the latest Pokemon Go news, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video. We'll be here to guide you through all the chaos, whether it's Gigantamax battles, new events, or whatever crazy thing Niantic throws at us next.
Absolutely, and believe me, there will be more crazy things, I guarantee it. This is just the start of the Gigantamax era in Pokemon Go. Who knows what other surprises Niantic has planned?
Only time will tell. But we'll be here to break it all down for you. Now let's talk about those G-Max moves. We know they're powerful, we know they could change types, but what do they actually look like? Are we talking flashy animations, devastating effects, or maybe even some kind of friendly competition between trainers to see who can create the most impressive Gigantamax light show?
Oh man, a Gigantamax extravaganza. Now that is an event I would buy a ticket for. Trainers battling it out for like the coolest G-Max move. Niantic, you're hearing this, get on that.
I know, right? Get us on the payroll, Niantic. We got ideas. But for now, we're stuck with like 2 sentences and a news update and a whole lot of speculation.
Yeah.
So spill the tea. Have they shown us anything about the G-Max move animations? What are we working with here?
Sadly, the announcement was kind of light on the visuals. I mean, they showed a few quick glimpses of the Gigantamax Pokemon in action, but it was more about like how massive they are, not really about the nitty-gritty of the animations.
Okay, so we know it's going to be epic, just not exactly HW epic yet. Niantic loves their little mystery reveals.
You gotta admit, though, it's kind of fun to imagine.
Oh, totally. I've been picturing like Gigantamax Charizard just like engulfing half the screen in flames when it uses G-Max Wildfire.
Well, for sure. The internet is going to lose its mind when those G-Max moves are finally revealed.
Oh, 100%. We'll be glued to our screens, analyzing every single pixel, debating whether Charizard's G-Max Wildfire looks cooler than Venusaur's, whatever crazy grass attack it's going to have.
The comment section is going to be a war zone.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But that's all part of the fun. It just shows how passionate we are about Pokemon Go,
Exactly. And this isn't just some small update either. Gigantamax battles have the potential to, change the whole game. New challenges, new mysteries to figure out.
And who knows, maybe this is just the beginning. Maybe, Niantic is just testing the waters with the Kanto starters, and soon we'll be battling Gigantamax Snorlax, or, Gigantamax Gengar. Imagine that.
Don't even get me started. The possibilities are, endless.
Endless. Okay, I need to take a deep breath. We've covered a lot today. Gigantamax Pokemon are coming to Pokemon Go. They're big, they're powerful, and we have absolutely no idea how to beat them yet.
We're all going to have to up our game for this one. Bigger raid groups, brushing up on those type matchups, and get ready to see some serious max raid action.
And most importantly, have fun. That's what Pokemon Go is all about, right? And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the wild world of Gigantamax Pokemon, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll be back with more Pokemon Go breakdowns, strategies, theories, the whole shebang.
Stay tuned, trainers. It's about to get wild.
Until next time, happy hunting.